Alrighty then, folks. It's gorgeous here in Dearborn, Michigan. It's about 71 degrees and the doors are open. We haven't even blown glass yet today, and it's coming up on 4 o'clock. That's because we are in the background here. You may be able to see, or maybe a little camera pan over from that one. We've got all kinds of plastic, painter's plastic up in the gallery. We are scraping the 4th bay of the ceiling to repaint the ceiling for the grand opening of the bar, which, who knows, I'm not going to give you a date, but steps are being made every single day, and it's taken way longer than we expected, as do every single project that we try and take on around here, because that's the nature of, you know, family business and how it goes. But it is coming along, and it's looking great, and the team's working great. Looks like we had an amazing show last night, which I wasn't a part of. That's Tuesday, the Gathering Point show from 6 to 8. We were live on Facebook and YouTube. And I was at the mayor's State of the Union of the State of the Address talk. And it was pretty cool. You know, it's nice to be informed about Dearborn. We've got a really great relationship with the mayor and with the city council. And we felt we had to be represented at that sort of event, so we were there, and I had a good time hearing about what's coming around the pipeline in Dearborn. They're all about small businesses, a lot of conversation there, so just good information in general. Bummed I missed the Renaissance show, though, because these guys made some incredible things, for sure. Looks like a really nice show. The first thing I'll point out right off the bat is this was not from the show. They may have talked about it on the show. This is my broken sword from the experimental show, which was last Sunday. And the beauty of this, in which I talked about in my conversation, my vocals over the show, was the attempt at putting frit on the inside of the blade like I did for a couple different goblet stems and some mushrooms. In the end, it turned out to just look like an encased red. So there was nothing special about it because I had to have it so hot to put it on like a blade that it just melted it all together. It didn't have that sparkle bling bling like some of those pieces did in the gallery. But great tester outer. Obviously it broke on the end. That came out of the box with the tip exploded. So that's just how you get a $150 dagger to not make it. Cool accents here though. I had never done that before. Putting the little red jewel accents along the hilt of the blade. But then in a similar kind of color pattern, and I guess we can do a nice comparison, I believe Chris and Joey and Oliver together made an incredible perp sword in a very similar style to the one that I had made. You got a thinner handle here, still the same texture. There it is. You got 2 leaves on the top, 2 leaves on the bottom instead of the kind of pillowy, watery spheres that I put on there. And then disregarding the ratio of clear to color, you can see that this is actually an encased perps. So this is basically the same kind of thing. This is a little grainier and a little texturous, not really what a blade would look like, but you can see kind of how these compare when you encase, just straight up encase something, or do the frit texture technique. No jewel accents in the back, but another nice sphere for the punty. And that's a really beautiful sword right there. That's a classic. It's got the blood groove in it, which I didn't put in mine. But that's just to make sure that when you're going to town, you know. So anyway, that one's actually still for sale. Everything else on the show sold or was the giveaway or is available or whatever it may be. The sword is on the website, on the Gathering Point page for sale. Getting into one of the nicest pieces I think Chris has made in a minute here is this beautiful drinking horn that sold, I believe it was to Linda Brodka. And the color on this is just out of control. I can guess how he did it, but I'd want to hear from him so we could recreate it. It looks ridiculous. You got the elephant trunk runner coming up the back for some good leverage on your vessile. And when you're working with a drinking horn, you have to have good leverage because it's a bigger drinking vessel and it is not set downable. So your wrists, depending on how powerful your wrists are, Linda, are going to be really comfortable with this kind of leverage on your drinking horn. This accent went on amazing, and I have to point out that part of that has to do with the fact that it's that beautiful cobalt blue, super soft, bring it over hot. He's got plenty of time to chop it and then drag it up like that, and that just turned out amazing. And just like the sword, from time to time you can lose the tip because it's just cold. It's an extremity. You're puntied up here, so this is very far away from the heat, and Chris did an amazing job. I mean, it's the perfect size, the perfect shape. It's just a beauty. Congrats, Linda. Incredible. Then you got Joey's piece here. Super Renaissance-y in style, crackle special mug here.
No way.
And it sounds like people were...
Was there a bet placed on how much that could hold?
Betting on how many ounces could be on this thing. And Joey, did you have a bet?
I
on the
didn't
show?
Put any money on it. I wasn't allowed to say, but
You weren't allowed to guess on the show?
This morning I did guess 28, and it definitely, it's close, but not quite. What
So
did you
Joey
guess
said
earlier?
28, I said 25. I didn't get Chris's bet, and I didn't see whose bets were on the show. Did you hear some numbers coming around the show?
Everything from like 20 up to 45. So it was
45.
pretty extensive range on that one.
Double special mug. Well, you want to hold on to that guy right there?
Do the honors,
Let's turn it the other way. Full glass, ladies and gentlemen.
Ounces or milliliters? Oh.
Ounces. Good thing you had it on the right way the first time.
I was wondering, folks.
I was looking at the cups over here.
Let's put it level so we can all...
Let's get a good zoom on that. Oh, boy.
That was all the way up to the rim?
That was pretty... That's 23. I mean, it was... You know, you couldn't pour it much higher.
Spill it over a little bit? Then you could just dunk a donut in there.
Just dunk a donut. That's a pretty big chain, isn't it?
That's pretty solid, man.
Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah, don't be putting your teeth on that. Could be treacherous.
Thanks, folks.
Anyway, 23 ounces is the final call on that one. And none of us expected that, really. I got to say, I think it's because it's a thicker piece. It's a thicker mug. And that's what it is. It's a hardy one. I don't believe that one's sold. I'm not positive. That one might still be for sale. The one that did sell, and this one I believe is to Wendy McInnes, who's got a serious goblet/chalice collection going on right now. This is just ridiculous. Just by looking at it, you get this crazy color reaction, but I can tell that it's the R140 bright orange and iris gold. So for all you glass blowers out there, there's our secret. Super beautiful, beautiful. I just love everything about it. I mean, the shape, the proportions, the orange stamp on the side. The foot went on beautifully symmetrical. It's not too chubby. It's perfectly proportioned, the 3 leaves. Perfect lip wrap on there. This is a top quality piece, like really top notch. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about that. So, Wendy, you got a beautiful collection going on, and I cheers you to that. Then I do declare this is the giveaway. A sweet little super swirler, blue and white. Dangerous move to do on a horn with blue to swirl it up like that because it just gets so rowdy and crazy and hard to control. But it was controlled, and it's a beautiful, nice, got a nice flat, solid handle on here. And these are really hot sellers at the Ren Fair for taking shooters, for hanging from your belt, for hanging in the window and having some air plants coming out of it, cornucopia style. You can really do almost anything. So that's a beauty. We're gonna be giving that one away next week. Someone's gonna get that guy for free, and I hope you entered to win. The question was, do you attend any fairs or festivals in your area? And tell us about them a little bit. Send that to enews@glassacademy.com. That's how you enter to win. We do it every week. We've been giving away 216 shows since 2020, and that's what we do. So join us for the experimental this Sunday. Right after this, we got the whole hot. We're gonna go ahead and film. We got a couple really good ideas for some really cool experimental shows coming up in June. So you wanna be staying tuned for that. And we're just getting crazy around here. So we appreciate you guys. VIP members are picking out their snakes right now and a little bit later today. The general amazing connoisseurs of glass will be picking out their pre-order snakes. So shouts out to everyone who pre-ordered one of those, and we're excited to get them out in the gallery this weekend. But shoot us an email if you got any questions. We appreciate you all, and we'll talk to you not live on Sunday, but live again on Tuesday for the Gathering Point, 6 to 8 next week, folks. Over and out.